And yeah, so for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Ben, and I um tell you a little bit about my story. I am just like a normal everyday person, like nothing super special about me. I was in the army for a few years. I was in the infantry in the army, and um, my dad was in the army, my grandfather was in the army, so it's kind of like a family tradition to be in the military. And but that was like the only way that I knew how to provide for a family or how to make money. Like it was just that's kind of what I went into because it was comfortable because that's what I grew up with. But I found out really quickly that, you know, okay, awesome, Mark, appreciate your service, man, for sure. It's it's tough being in the military because you don't own your time and you don't like as much as the military like tries to prioritize family, just by the nature of the job, like you spend a lot of time away from home. And so I ended up getting out of the army because I wanted to be able to build a life where I was present with my family and I could be in control of like, my destiny and being able to be with my family when I wanted to be with my family. So anyway, I got some corporate jobs and I found out really quickly that like all jobs are kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not that much better outside the army than it was in. I was still like, you know, finding myself like spending way too much time away from home, um, and not in control of my time. And um, so I started this like long journey of like trying to figure out how can I do differently? Um, how can I make an income without having to be like under somebody else's thumb or like being told when I have to be somewhere that I have to be. And long story short, I won't bore you with all the details, but I tried so many different things, you guys. Like I mean, uh, you name it. Okay, like I did everything from uh, trying to sell used furniture to Etsy shop to like man, I can't even tell you, flipping land, real estate stuff. I was taking all kinds of courses and trying to learn all kinds of things. I did network marketing. I had some success with some things and other things were complete bombs. But like what I'll tell you is that at the end of the day, um, I even when I was having success and I was making really good money, it was like I was still a slave to the job or the work or whatever it was. Like I was spending way like so much time on these things. And I was like, there's no light at the end of the tunnel here. Like I'm not finding financial freedom or like time freedom that I was looking for. So anyway, uh fast forward, this happened over many years, okay? But like 2 years ago, 2023. I was kind of at rock bottom, okay, because like I had been base for the most part out of income with some like kind of sporadic exceptions for a while, and our savings was gone. We had piled up a ton of debt, like I'm talking like six figures in debt, and it was getting to a point where it was like I couldn't keep paying for stuff. Like the credit cards were maxing out, and it was I was getting scared. I was like, what happens next? If I don't find a way to make income, uh, we're up a creek. Okay. And at the same time, my wife was like dealing with health issues that like required my constant attention because she couldn't do a lot of things for herself. Without getting into the details, like, I mean, she wasn't able to, at a certain point, she wasn't able to like even walk or bathe herself or like any of that kind of stuff. So it was like, I was all hands on deck trying to take care of her. She needed specialized medical care, and I had no money. And I was like, I can't go get a job now. Like, even if I wanted to, I've got to be home with her to take care of her. We can't afford to hire somebody to help us. So there's um there's a place where you get to in life where you're just desperate. Okay, and that's where I was at 2 years ago. And I started seeing people on social media, like I'm sure all of you guys are seeing, and probably way too much of at this point. People talking about how they're making money with digital marketing, how they're making money in 2 hours a day, you know, all the things you guys see. I started seeing that on Instagram, and I was like, I've been there, tried that, like bought the courses, and nothing's ever lived up to it. But I'm like, I'm willing to give it one more shot. And what really moved the needle for me was that I saw somebody who I actually knew who they were. Okay. That's what kind of broke through the fog. Because like usually I'm just like tuning this stuff out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I got it. Like there's a way to make $1 million. Like good for you, not for me. But when I saw somebody that I actually knew who they were talking about this, it kind of like I was like, hold up. Like that's a real person. So I'm gonna figure out like, is this real or is this not? Because I know they're not just lying about how much money they're making, but they were making crazy money. So I was like, okay, let's look into this thing. I asked a ton of questions. And how many of you guys are just like a little burnt out with the online side hustle situation, or you're like just tired of the hype and you're tired of like people saying you can do X, Y, and Z, and it just seems completely too good to be true at this point. Drop an emoji in the chat if you're in that boat at this point. Um, I was already there 2 years ago, okay? Because like I said, I tried so many different things and like I was just over it. Um, well, that's where I was, and so I asked really hard questions, and I did the due diligence to figure out like I'm not going to go invest time and money and energy into something because I can't afford to lose right now. So I was like, is like I didn't ask, is this a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme? I was more like, explain this entire thing to me so that I can make sure in my own mind that I know that it's not a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme or something where it's just like gonna fizzle out after 2 weeks or whatever. Okay, so like that's my background with this. And so I understand if you guys are skeptical. I've been there. And so that's why I want to do this webinar for you guys is to show you in like layman's terms, like what this is about, how it works, so you can understand, wrap your head around it, and ask questions and decide. Because this is not for everybody. Okay, this is not a business model that is right for everyone in every situation, but it does work. Okay, and I can stand here and tell you that I finally got to a point where I felt comfortable getting started with this. I wish I would have started sooner because I wasted a lot of time, but once I started, I invested $500 that I did not have to learn how to do this, taking a course. Okay. And I blazed through that course. I was probably putting in like 4 or 5 hours a day, um, working through that and setting everything up. Took me about a week. I'm gonna explain to you how this all works in a second, but I just want you to know that when I started with 0 followers. Okay, I started with a brand new account. I didn't tell anybody that I knew. I tried to keep this completely under the radar because I was like, I don't want people just like criticizing me or whatever. I just didn't want to be in dealing with anybody's opinions. So within 30 days, just following the steps, doing the things, I made $10,000. Okay, that was like mind-blowing, life-changing to me. At that moment in my life, it was like that was the miracle that I was needing and didn't think was available. And I'll be completely straight up with you, and I'll go more in depth on this in a second, but like that doesn't happen for everybody. Okay, this is not to get rich quick. This is not something that like everybody who does this makes 10 grand in their first 30 days like it did for me. But that is what happened. And I'm glad it happened because it helped me to realize really quickly the the potential and the power of this business model. And digital marketing and affiliate marketing has completely changed my life because since then I've scaled this thing from 10,000 a month to 30,000 a month to 60,000 plus a month. And, I average like $1,000 to $2,000 a day with mostly automated systems that I'm only putting in like an hour or two of work to accomplish on a daily basis. Okay. So not just has it changed, like literally paid off all of our debt, like been able to buy our dream car, like get my wife like crazy alternative medical treatments that we never could have afforded before. But not only that, it has helped us achieve time freedom to where I'm actually able to just like be chill and take care of what needs to be taken care of when it needs to be taken care of with my family. And then work comes second now. And I'm like, that's the place I've always wanted to be. You know, I've always wanted to be able to say family first, truly, really and truly, and work second. Um, you know, and this is the first time in my life I've been able to have that. So let's dive in. I want to show you guys how this works and how how you can actually like implement some of the same exact strategies that I've used to be able to accomplish this. Sound good? All right. If you guys are have gotten on here in the past like 10 minutes since I started, can you just drop in the comments where you're watching from if you haven't already? And give me a one if you have some experience with online business at all or making money online, and put a two if you're brand new to it. That way I can kind of know where you guys are at with this. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to pull up a couple things that I'm going to show you. All right, let me go to, all right, pulling this up. Let's see what you guys got here. Okay, we got a lot of people new to this. We got a lot of people from different parts of the country. So Texas, Minnesota, Louisiana, Colorado. Barry says one-ish. Love to chat with you afterwards, Barry, and hear what you've been into. Um, all right. So let me just dive in with you guys really quick before I share my screen and start showing you stuff. I'm gonna really quickly break down the business model in like 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So three components of this. Okay. The three pillars of what I do with digital marketing is you need to have well actually let me back up 2 steps. Sorry, hang on. My brain's all over the place right now. Okay. Digital marketing in general. When I'm talking about that, when I'm referring to digital marketing or affiliate marketing, essentially what it is it's selling stuff online. Okay? You're selling things to people through the internet. Okay, that's digital marketing. Now, when I'm saying selling, I don't mean that I'm like getting on the phone all the time and like trying to convince people to buy stuff. That's not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that like you set up an automated marketing funnel that advertises a specific product and people can buy it on a website just like they would on Amazon or something like that. Okay. The difference between a traditional business and what I do is that I don't have to create the product. I don't have to deal with the inventory, the shipping, the customer service, the uh like licensing and all the things that go into like creating a business that sells its own products. Okay. Um, when I'm doing digital marketing, I'm having the opportunity to sell other people's products that they've created that I can just advertise them. And when people purchase them through my link, I get paid a chunk of that as commission. Okay. And the company who created that product gets their cut as well. But I'm just getting paid because I did the advertising part of it. So there's two umbrellas within the digital marketing space. Okay, there's affiliate marketing, which is what I just described. You're selling other people's existing products that are already out there that are already valuable, and you're getting paid a percentage of that sale. Okay. The other side of this is direct sales of almost exclusively digital products. Okay. Most people aren't creating their own products that have like actual physical form in the real world. With digital products, though, you can either create them using ChatGPT, I'm talking about ebooks, online like mini courses, templates, recipes. guides, like anything that you can download off the internet, you can like either create it or you can get the rights to resell it. There's like what's called PLR or master resale rights, where you can basically purchase an ebook one time and then have the rights to resell it for 100% profit every time. Okay. So those are the two main umbrellas. Um, I do a combination of all of that. I've got like 10 streams of income at this point from different digital products that other people created mostly, and then some that I created myself, and some that I have master resale rights for. Okay. So now let's dive into like the three pillars that I was talking about before. Okay. The three pillars of this are number one, product. Okay. Pillar one is product. Pillar two is platform or pipeline or whatever you want to call it. I like the three P's: product, pipeline, and then people is the third. Okay. But let's explain what that means. So, product. You need to have a product that has value that people are going to be interested in buying. Okay. You can't just, people talk about selling ice to an Eskimo. That's not reality. You cannot sell ice to an Eskimo, and you are not going to sell like a bag of dog doo-doo. Okay? Like you need to have something that actually is going to help somebody in their life solve a problem or be appealing to them in some way, right? Not hard to do though. Okay. Um, I could go on and on about how to find a good product, but let's just leave it at this. There are tons of websites out there where you can go and you can find existing products that you can sell as an affiliate or get the rights to resell or whatever. Let me just share my screen. I'll show you a couple sites where you can find these. Okay. Because a lot of people come to this and they're like, I don't have a product to sell. What would I sell? I don't know what I would sell. Okay, welcome to the club. I didn't have anything I wanted to sell when I got into this. I had no clue what I was doing. That's not a real obstacle. You just have to understand where to find a good product. So let me show you how to find a good product. Okay, sharing my screen. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me open a new tab here and let's go to plr.me. Okay. plr.me is just one option. This is where you can actually get like done for you content that you can brand as your own. Okay, so you can take all these ebooks and courses and things that are already here on all different types of topics, and you can repurpose them, you can white label them, you can put your own name on it, and then you can sell it. Okay. That's just one option. Here's another one. Let's look at um, digistore24.com. Okay, this is an affiliate marketing marketplace. Okay, so there's 8,500 offers on here in 44 different niches. Okay, 5.5 million products were sold through this platform last year. Okay, 3 billion in sales. So this is not experimental at this point. Okay, this is like a proven thing that's working. Like people are actually making incredible money doing this. And this is just one website out of many. Okay, I mean like there's tons of options on here that you can use, but then like let's look at what was another one? Clickbank.com. ClickBank. Okay, here's another e-commerce platform and affiliate marketplace. 7.1 billion dollars in commissions paid through here. Okay, there's so many different things. This let's look at here. Trying to figure out where it talks about what products they have on here. Um, I don't know. I don't see it on this front page, but basically there's all different kinds of courses and different stuff on here that you can use and repurpose and sell. I just showed you three websites, but there's like countless. I mean, I could just Google search and find a bunch more right now. All I'm trying to say is that there are a ton of different products that you can find that people are already buying. People are already interested in these topics. You don't have to do anything except basically just like say, grab your link and start building out the second component of this, which is the platform to sell it online. Okay. So this is the key because, like I said, it's easy to find a product, but how do you actually sell that product online? This is where it gets a little bit more in the weeds. Okay. So if you're taking notes, um, start writing some of this down. I'm gonna focus probably the bulk of our time tonight on this piece, okay, which is the funnel system, how you actually sell something online on autopilot for the most part, where you don't have to be involved. Okay, because how many of you guys like give me a put a one in the chat if you do not feel like trying to sell something to somebody and you don't want to like get on the phone and try to convince somebody of something and you don't want to have to like be back and forth with people trying to get them to buy. Okay. I had no interest in that. Uh, like I'd been there, done that. I was like, yeah, great, I can do that, but I don't want to have to be on call all the time for my business to run. I want to be able to go to sleep and wake up in the morning and get paid. And so the only way you're going to make money in your sleep is if you've got a automated system that lives online 24/7 that sells for you so that you don't have to. So let's talk about how that works. Okay. Sales funnel consists of essentially a website, okay? A website that has information about your product, kind of like if if you wanted to go on, somebody give me an option of something that you've purchased in the last week on the internet, or it doesn't have to be in the last week, but just something you've purchased recently on the internet. Somebody drop it in the, okay. So courses, that's what we're going to talk about a lot. A lot of digital products are great examples. Dog food's another one. I'm going to use the example of dog food because that's something everybody can wrap their head around. You purchase dog food on the internet. Okay. When you went to the website, let's say you'd never purchased this dog food before. Okay. You'd want to know, what are the ingredients? Like, what's it good for? Is it good for like puppies? Is it good for, elderly dogs? Whatever. Like, you want to know the information about what's in the bag, right? So that sales page on that website is going to explain to you what the product is, what the value points are, why it makes it better than the competition, etc. Right? And then it's going to have a place where you can enter your payment information, choose your payment method, put in your credit card or whatever, click purchase, and then the product gets delivered to you. Okay, so that's the basic piece of a sales funnel is just a page that tells you what the product is and how you can purchase it. Okay. Now, right there, before we move any further, how many of you guys are like, that's overwhelming to be able to create something like that for myself? How many of you guys are just like, put yes in the chat if that sounds like already like count me out, like I'm not techie, never gonna be able to set up a website on my own. Um, okay, a lot of yeses. And so let me put your mind at ease really quickly. Okay. I had never taken a computer course in my life before starting this. All right. Not even in high school. Um, I do not know how to code. I do not know how to set up a website. That stuff was extremely overwhelming to me, and I was like, there's no way I don't have time to learn how to do that. Okay. I'll just tell you right now that I learned how to do this whole thing in 1 week. Okay. I had to learn some stuff. Okay. But it literally took me 1 week to learn it and set it up. It's that easy. All right. And I was learning a lot of other stuff in that time too, not just about the website. So if I can do that, then I guarantee you any of you can too. Okay, you've just got to be willing to like watch some videos and literally um, follow step-by-step instructions for how to set this up. But I'm going to show you guys exactly what's involved. Okay, so let me share my screen again and let's go here. All right, this is a website called System.io. All right, this is the website that I used to get started building my own website. My first funnel when I got started. And um, the reason why I love this one is that it's actually free. It's free to use. up until you like reach certain thresholds of like how many email subscribers you have and stuff like that, which at that point you're making money, so it's no big deal. Um, but it's not a free trial. It's like free in perpetuity for you to use these features and build your first sales funnel. Okay, so this is what I used. I still use it. And it makes creating these funnels extremely easy. Okay, so I'm just going to click create here. Actually, I already did that. And I have this test funnel here. When you create a new funnel on these things, literally most of it's already done for you in a template. You just go through these templates and choose one that you like the way it looks. And let me add a step here. Okay, so let's call this a sales page. And let's do sales page. Okay, so here's a bunch of sales page templates. There are literally hundreds of these on here that are already built for you, and you just like look through these and like find one that looks kind of like your vibe, one that you like the look of, and that maybe relates somewhat to your product. Okay, so let's say that you were selling a fitness planner. Okay, something that like teaches people, you know, how to lose weight or like do something like that. So you could choose this template right here. Select that, and then let's click edit page. Okay, this is already built for you. And really all you're just going to do is you're going to edit some of this stuff. Whatever you need to, you can edit every piece of this really easily. Okay, so like here's a testimonial. If you don't have testimonials yet, guess what? You can just delete this entire section. And then let's just like edit any of this text. Take the first or second or third step. All right. And then all of these functions are just like drag and drop. Okay. So like, let's say you want to add some text in here. Feel free to just like drop text in there. Boom. And then you can just put whatever you want. Okay. So this, it's super simple. It's not complicated. You don't have to be techie at all. You just need to know how to like basically edit text. All right. And if you want to get super technical and stuff, like, great. Let's change the background color here and make it look a different way. But like, you don't even need to do that because these things are already kind of put together in the right way for you. Okay. So let's exit here. Um, all right. So let's talk about like the actual components of a sales funnel that works. Okay. So you need to have a sales page, that's going to basically just like this one that we just looked at, where it sells your product. Okay. Get a perfect body in 2 months. Great. Okay. It explains kind of what's going on in this. So you just apply that to your product, put the information there that's going to like help people understand why it's valuable for them. Once you've got that, then the second part is you need to have your order form, which again, let's just select this one for simplicity. This is all built for you, okay? You don't need to even figure out how to do the credit card payment situation because like that part's already built inside of here. All you need to do is just decide like, do I want this field? Because I don't need somebody's tax number to sell them a fitness course. So let's delete that. Okay, I don't need their company name either. Let's delete that. Everything else is fine, except I honestly don't need their address. Okay, so you can just make these decisions and like really quickly like modify this stuff to make it what you want. Okay. Um, and then you're good. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and exit this. Um, okay, after they check out, you need to have a little thank you page. Here you go. Let's select this one just for giggles. Okay, this one's already built for you. Thank you for your purchase. This talks about antiques, so we would just congratulations on getting started with your fitness journey. You guys get the point, right? Um, so those are the three basic pages that you need. And then you just spend a little bit of time editing it to make it look the way that you want and say the things that you want. But at the end of the day, that you can have all of that set up like literally in an afternoon. if you're slow like me, like it might take you a week or two. Okay. Um, let's go a little bit deeper though, because when you're trying to do an automated sales system for a digital product that maybe somebody's never heard of before, it's best to have a little bit more than just a sales page that people go to. Okay. When I started with my business 2 years ago, I made $10,000 in my first 30 days, and that was with just what I just showed you. Okay. Like I had just built out a sales page and I built out a order form and the thank you page. Okay. I made $10,000 just with that. What's crazy though is I was going through this and I was like, okay, I'm kind of stuck at a plateau. Like I'm not scaling. What do I need to do differently to get to the next level? So I made an adjustment in my funnel and I added some things in that took me from $10,000 a month to almost $30,000 a month in 1 month. Okay. So we're going to get to lead gen in a second here. Okay. Because, like, obviously, we're talking about the funnel here, but a funnel's worthless if you're not getting people to your page. Okay. So I definitely understand that. Um, that's the third piece, which is the people. So we've got product, platform, people. If you don't have people going to your site, it's worthless. But once they get there, you need to have it set up to where you don't have to be involved. So, um, and let me answer this question from iPhone. They said, "Do you buy your domain on GoDaddy and connect it to that sales funnel program?" Yes. Okay, so that was actually the only money that I spent. So I paid for a course to learn how to do this, but then the only money that I spent that I like had to do to actually make that first $10,000 was to buy my domain on GoDaddy. So just a .com, which is like, mine is workfromhomeincomeacademy.com. Um, and then I got the email package to go with it so I could have a professional email address. Okay. So that was $50 total for the year. And you just connect it to that sales funnel that you created and bingo, you're off to the races. Okay. So here's what I did differently that took me from 10,000 to 30,000. Okay. I started implementing a freebie, or you might hear people call it a lead magnet. Okay. So what does a lead magnet look like? A lead magnet is something that you give away for free so that you can grab people's attention and like who doesn't want free stuff, right? Um, the point of it though is that you give value away for free in exchange for getting people on your email list. Okay, so it's an incentive for people to give you their email address so that you can then send them marketing emails. But it's a win-win because they're getting something for free that's actually like worthwhile. Okay. So how many of you guys have been to a website recently and you had a little pop-up window come up that was like, hey, we'll give you 10% off if you like subscribe and you put your name and email address to get that coupon for 10% off. Okay, or you might have seen one that's like, hey, we'll give you this free ebook if you subscribe to our email list. Anybody seen that recently? Pretty much every company worth their salt at this point has that option on their website. The reason for that is that, and I didn't know this in the beginning, but now I realize the power of it after that huge income jump, is that if you can get people on your email list, you're going to increase your conversion rate 100-fold. Well, I guess in my case, threefold. But um, but here's the thing. When people go to your website, most people aren't going to purchase the first time they go to your website. Okay? It's just human nature. Like look at any psychology book on sales. It takes 7 to 14 exposures to a product before somebody actually makes a purchase decision. Okay. It just takes us a while, especially when we're overwhelmed with all this stuff, for us to like get used to a product enough to where we're going to put our credit card information in. Okay. So I have so many people that like students of mine that they like have people going to their website and they're not purchasing. And I'm like, don't worry, it's not broken. You just haven't had them get to your website like 7 times yet. But if you can get them to do that, then you start making sales. So it's really hard to do that if you're not capturing their contact information when they go to your website so that you can make sure that they're constantly exposed to your product through emails after they leave your website. All right. How many of you guys have gone to a website and then something happened, your kid dropped the milk on the floor and you had to go scramble to go clean it up, and by the time you get back, you're like completely forgot what you were looking at and you just move on with your life. Okay, that happens to people every single day. It's just that's just what happens. Okay. So like the first thing that needs to happen when they get to your website is they need to be shown something that they can get for free. So they put in their email address so that when they get distracted, you've got a way to automatically start sending out an email campaign. Okay, so let me show you guys what this looks like in real time. Okay. Um, do, 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 do. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen here in a second, but I'm gonna take you to um hmm, trying to find it. Okay, I'll share my screen here. I was trying to find a different one, but we'll just use this one for now. Okay, so this is a funnel for a course that I sell. Okay, first thing that happens when you get on this website is this little pop-up window comes up and it says enter your email address to get my free digital marketing guide. Okay, so first name and email address. They're just going to put that in. They click submit, but here's the kicker. When they click submit, you're going to have in the background an automated email campaign that's already set up and like has a rule that when they click that button without you doing anything, they're going to get subscribed to that email campaign. And then over the next 7 to 14 days, they're going to get a series of pre-written emails that market your product for you and basically sell it so that you don't have to um, even think about this happening. It's just going to be happening in the background. Every time somebody goes to your website, they're putting in their email address. They start getting emails. Those emails are going to link back to your website to where they can actually purchase the product. So it's just like happening on autopilot while you're sleeping. Okay. So now I just threw a bunch of things at you, and you might be um, wondering like, how are you going to create an email campaign? Anybody that's like kind of deer in the headlights at this point, being like, email campaigns, I have no clue what that even means, much less how to even set one up. So, Devin said, sorry, I was a little late. Are you running all your funnels and campaigns in system? Not all of them. At this point, I also use other platforms called Stan and Beacons, but I do have the majority of mine in System.io because that's what I started with. Okay, so let's go back to System.io and let me show you what it looks like to create an email campaign. Um, Really quick, I'm actually going to start with hmm, where should I start? Yeah, let's go here. Okay, so email campaign. Let's go to campaigns. Let's create a new campaign. Okay, and let's just call this test campaign. Okay, so this is how easy it is to set up an email campaign. All right. Um, Let me do this really quick. Okay, chatgpt.com. Okay, let's do this. Um, okay. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, can you help me create an email campaign consisting of 7 to 14 emails? Um, Actually, let's do this. Act like Alex Hormozy. And Alex Hormozy, if you guys don't know, he's just like an email marketing guru. Okay, so I'm going to make ChatGPT act like Alex Hormozy, create an email campaign consisting of 7 to 14 emails um, to market and sell Purina dog food. I'm just using that as an example for this, but obviously it'd be something different. Um, they will be getting my free lead magnet ebook about how to make your own home cooked dog food in order to subscribe to this list. Create one email at a time. Go. Okay. Now, obviously, for your product, you're probably going to want to give it a little bit more detail than what I just did, but I'm just going to show you how easy it is to create an email campaign without even having to think if you use a prompt like this with ChatGPT. Okay. So it's going to ask some questions here, but for the sake of simplicity right now, here's your subject line. Copy that. Now let's go back to System.io. Let's create our first email. Put the subject line right there. Sender name, you can make that whatever you want. I'm just going to use my name. And then we're going to go back and we're going to paste the body of this email right here. Okay. And then right here, you would basically probably change that out and attach the file of the dog food over here. Um, but ChatGPT has just like written this all for you. Okay. You just put your name right there and let's save draft, save and publish, activate. Okay. Now let's go ahead and oops, create the second email. All right, so I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, uh, move this. Go. All right, it's going to create the second email. All right, I'm just going to choose this one for the subject line. You guys get the point, but I'm going to show you something here in a second that makes this all work a little better. Okay, so I'm going to go back to email campaign. Let's get the body of the email. And let's put it right here. Now I'm going to save and publish. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to set this to be sent after my first email, which is this one. And I'm going to put a 1 day delay. That way, when this one gets sent, now you guys can see, okay, here's my two emails. This one has a 1 day delay. So they're going to get this one immediately when they enter their email address. And then a day later, they're going to get this one. Now I'm going to add another like 6 to 12 emails to this campaign that are just one or 2 days apart so that this is just going to automatically happen. Okay, so now let's go back to our sales funnels, open up the test funnel that we were working on. Let's go to the sales page, edit page. Um, okay, let's look at this pop-up. Delete this. Okay, so I'm going to put a form input here and another one. So just to let you know like what I'm doing right now, basically I'm just turning this into a pop-up that can get people's email addresses. Okay. So we're gonna make this a first name, and this one we're gonna make email. Okay. And now we're gonna put a button, submit form. Okay, so basically I just added this like place for people to put in their name and email address, and then I just added a button so they can submit it. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click on this button, and then if you guys can see, um, it says add automation rule right here. So if you click on add automation rule, then you click on add action, and you can click subscribe to campaign. Choose campaign. I'm going to choose the test campaign that we just created. Save rule. Okay. So now every time somebody puts in their name and email address to get the whatever freebie I'm giving away, they click on that button and immediately their email gets subscribed to the list and those automated emails start getting sent to their inbox daily over the next 7 to 14 days. Okay. This is, I know that's a little bit like a lot, but honestly, if you just follow the step-by-step instructions that kind of come with this, it's like you'll learn how to do all this really quickly and you can just follow along on your screen. Okay. Once you get that set up though, you don't have to deal with it. It's there, it exists. Um, and okay, so somebody asked, how do you choose between 7 to 14 days? Uh, it really doesn't matter. It just depends on your product. Like if you've got like a pretty simple, straightforward product, then probably 7 emails is sufficient. If you've got something that's a little bit more like high ticket or high end, sometimes the 14-day or the 14 email campaign is better because it gives like more information in like a longer period of time for people to get used to it. Um, so it's just kind of something you just want to feel out and play with. Um, but suffice it to say, if you can set this up the right way, then it's just a numbers game at that point. The more people you get to your website, they're just getting these automated emails to their inbox that are going to sell whatever it is that you're selling so you don't have to. So this is how you make money in your sleep. Now, is there any questions about the funnel piece before we move on to the third component, which is how to get traffic to that? Anybody have any questions about that? I know I've thrown a lot at you about this stuff so far. Um, Here's the thing. If any of this is overwhelming to you or complicated, I just want you to understand this basic piece of information that I want you to walk away with. Okay. At the end of the day, this entire funnel system can be put together for free with the exception of buying your domain. And you can literally do it with pre-made templates, following a step-by-step system that will walk you through honest, like sharing on the screen, like exactly how to set all of this up. So that all you're doing is just kind of following along. There's going to be like, click there, enter this. You're like, okay, I'm going to click there and enter this. Okay, now what? It's like following the instructions on uh, a piece of IKEA furniture or a Lego set. Okay. I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. The entire week, I was literally just like going back and forth following instructions. And at the end of it, I had something put together that I was like, huh, funny, it works. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to show you guys is just help you understand if you implement this system, then you've got an autopilot sales machine that makes money for you. Okay. So let's talk about the third component, which is how to get people to your website. All right. You can build the absolute best website in the world, but if you're not driving traffic to it, then it's going to flop. Like nobody's going to buy anything. So the way that you do that is through social media. All right. How many people on here have felt like in order to be successful making money on the internet, you either have to A, have a ton of followers, like 1 million followers or hundreds of thousands of followers, or B, you got to pay for ads. Anybody in that? in that boat where it's like those are my two options. Have a ton of followers or pay a bunch of money for ads. Um, that's what I thought. Okay. I was wrong. And what has blown my mind is that I figured out that if you leverage the built-in algorithm of social media to your advantage, you don't have to have a lot of followers and you don't have to pay any money at all to get traffic. Okay. You just need to understand how the algorithm works. So when I'm talking about the algorithm, Instagram, TikTok, all these social media platforms, they have like built into their code these like super fine-tuned data analysis things that basically track everything that all of the users on their platform does on a daily basis. So they're looking, not they, the computer logs every click that you make on that platform, what you're looking at, what keywords are associated with the videos that you're watching, and it basically like compiles a profile for you that says this person's interested in these topics. Okay, so if you're watching cat videos and you're watching um, videos about how to do your makeup, like then it's going to show you more stuff about makeup and cats. Okay, if you're expressing interest in those things, liking, saving, all that stuff, then it's like, okay, got it. This person likes this kind of stuff. Now we're going to show you more content like that. Why? Because they want you to spend more time on their platform because that's how they make money. Okay. So their whole entire business model is centered around giving people what they want. How does that help us? Let me just prove what I'm saying right now. How many of you guys watched a video, clicked on a link about how to make money online, and now that's all you see on your feed every day is like people like me talking about how to make money online? Okay. Proof of concept right there. Like you expressed interest once, now you're getting inundated with it. Okay. Now, the way that that helps you run a business and make money to drive traffic to your site is if you understand this principle, then all you have to do is post every single day on social media things that are like highly engaging content consistently around the topic that your product like is about. Okay. So if it's about dog food, we'll just keep going with that example here. If you're selling dog food, then you're going to be posting about dog nutrition. You're going to be posting about dogs, period. You're going to be posting about dog treats. You're going to be posting about like funny memes of dogs like spinning in circles or whatever that is going to attract the attention of dog owners. And if you're doing that every single day, 2 to 3 times a day, short little reels on that topic, Instagram is going to put its algorithm to work and say, hey, this person over the past 4 weeks has been posting every single day about these dog things. So let's go find the people out there that match that profile and are already engaging with and liking and saving and buying dog stuff. Your stuff is now going to start getting shown to those people. So you're getting a targeted audience now. And guess what? Let me just give you like a quick secret in this, okay? Super quick secret. I don't tell this to most people, but you guys are on here on a Saturday night. So let me just share this. You do not have to create your own content. Okay. You don't have to be creative. You don't have to be super like good with social media to do this. Okay. It is common practice. It is not plagiarism. It's not considered wrong at all to basically find a viral video out there that somebody has gotten 1 million views on and like 600 comments and remake it with like the exact same words on the screen. Okay, you just copy the words that they put on the screen. You kind of make a similar video, or even just use stock video from the internet or something like that. You repost it, use a new like popular song, and edit whatever you need to edit in the caption to make it true for your product and your situation, and post it. Okay, if you do that consistently, then you're gonna have videos that go viral as well. Okay, because it's already proven that like that setup was successful. So not everyone that you reproduce is going to be successful, but like maybe 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 20 is. And that's all you need is one video that takes off and gets a bunch of views and a bunch of comments. Now people are going to your website. Okay. So let's break that down a little bit further. Usually you're looking at 4 to 7 second reels that you're posting on Instagram and TikTok daily and trending audio and just like an engaging little hook or like, words on the screen that grab people's attention and get them to read and comment. Okay. You're going to be advertising whatever that free thing is that you're giving away, that lead magnet, and you're going to tell them to comment in order to get that free thing. So they're going to comment dog food to get the free dog food guide. They go to your website, they put in their email address. They're excited because they're just like, hey, I'm getting something for free. Okay. Now for the next week or two, they're getting emails about your dog food that they're going to constantly, at first they're probably going to ignore, but then after like three or four, they're going to start being like, what is this? And they're going to open the email, they're going to be like, that's really interesting. I think my dog could actually benefit from this. So then they're going to go back to your website and they're going to make a purchase. Meanwhile, you had no clue who this person is. You've never talked to them once. You're not paying attention to it at all. You're on the beach in Bermuda, having the time of your life, waking up in the morning, checking your email, seeing how much you got paid overnight because of this system that you're just like running. Okay, so when we talk about spending 2 hours a day running this business, that 2 hours a day consists of posting those videos on social media just so you can like get it out there so people can comment and start going to your funnel. Everything else is automated and it just runs on autopilot and it's just a numbers game. Okay, so you might only get like out of 100 people that comment on your videos, maybe only one of them actually ends up buying your product. But that's okay because if you get 1 million views, do the math. What is that? Oh, my phone died. Yeah. Somebody do the math for me. What's 1 million divided by 100? Anybody? I think it's 10,000, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 10,000. Okay. So if you get 1 out of 100 people that buys your product, then all you need to get is 1 million people, and then you get 10,000 people that purchased. Okay. Let's say you only made 2,000, or sorry, let's say you only made $2, and that's extremely conservative. Most things you're going to make way more than $2. But let's just say you only made $2 on that sale. That's $20,000. Okay. It's not hard. Here's the deal. I started with 0 followers on Instagram. I started implementing these tactics. I made $10,000 and I didn't even have 1,000 followers yet. Okay. I started growing and like my follower count was growing because I was doing the right things. But like even with less than 1,000 followers, I still made 10 grand because my videos were getting way more views than my follower count. Okay, so you can have 2 followers and have a video that gets 2 million views. That's the crazy part about social media. Okay. So like don't feel like you need to be an influencer, have a lot of followers. You don't have to pay for advertising. You just have to post daily about like basically reproducing viral content in your niche about whatever you're selling and directing people to your funnel that gives something away for free, gets them on your email list that then turns them into a customer for you. Does the full spectrum now make sense to you guys of like how this works? And then you just do that for one product, but then you can repeat the exact same process for another product and another product and another product. And then you've got like a whole bunch of these sales funnels that are running, and you can just keep driving traffic to those things over and over again. And over time, like this email list continues to build up on these different things. You get more and more people into your funnel. You can continue to leverage that growth. And then, yes, the more followers you have, the better. Like, I mean, at this point, I've just been doing the same exact thing day in and day out for the past 2 years now, and I've got 180 something thousand followers total. But like, my success didn't come from the followers. My followers came from doing the things that were making me money. So you can do the exact same thing. Um, Okay, somebody asked me, how do you choose between a System.io, StanStore, and Beacons, which is the other one. Okay, so let me break that down. It's a great question. I can give you guys links to get started for free with um, each of these actually. Here's my System.io link, and I'll explain like how you can. Um, Here's my StanStore link, and then I have to find my Beacons link here. Uh, Here's Beacons. Um, each of these have like so System.io is free. That's the main perk with System.io is that it's free forever, like to do all the things you need to do up until you have 2,000 email subscribers. Once you've got 2,000, then you have to upgrade to the $29 a month option. Okay. Um, but like I said, if you've got 2,000 email subscribers, you should be definitely making money to justify that. Um, the one downside with System.io is that it's a little bit more of a learning curve. Like there's more features, more to get used to. Not all of it's super intuitive, so um, it takes a little bit like more energy to like kind of get used to the platform. StanStore is like probably the most simple and straightforward of the bunch. Very user friendly, beginner friendly, easy to like so easy to set up your first little sales page website where people can purchase a product. Um, the downside of Stan Store is that if you want to run those automated email campaigns like I was showing you guys, you got to pay for the pro account, which is $99 a month. Okay. So it's a trade-off like simplicity, but you're paying for it. Beacons is also really good. The Beacons one is kind of a hybrid, I would say, between the two. Like it's a little bit more complex than Stan Store, but it also has a free version. Um, it's just you can't do all the things with the free version that you would probably want to do. So like, I mean, I think the next tier up from that is like $10 a month or uh they have a $30 a month option too. So ultimately it's cheaper than Stan Store, but it's a little bit more to learn and get used to. Um so just depends on where you're at, like what you want to do. They all work great. I use all three, but the biggest advantage with System.io is the free, but then also it's like got the most features and the most things that it can do to create like elaborate websites and funnels and things like that. So anyway, Devin asked, I feel like TikTok is so saturated with people selling digital products, but maybe that's because I'm deep in the algorithm at this point. And yes, that is absolutely true. You are deep in the algorithm. It's definitely not saturated. New people are breaking through on TikTok all the time. It's the easiest platform to break through on. Do you have better luck on TikTok or IG? Uh, it varies, honestly. Like at first, I was having way more success on Instagram, no success on TikTok for a while. Then all of a sudden, TikTok was doing better in Instagram, and then it like went back to Instagram. So it's like I do both because it's just kind of like you get the um, you multiply your efforts and you have better chance of success for doing both. But at the end of the day, they both work. It's just a matter of staying consistent over the long haul to see that happen. Now, um, I know I've gone over a whole lot of details with you guys on this. I've given you enough that you can take all this information and you can go out there and you can like implement this, use AI, use the resources that I've shown you guys, and start your own business doing this. Okay. Um, I'll be honest with you, like if you don't have money to invest or if you are like wanting to stay like like bare minimum of how much you spend on this, then I would just go with System.io, get on YouTube and start figuring it out. Okay. Um, However, if you want to streamline that process and not spend the next 6 to 12 months of trial and error, like hoping you got it right when you put this together, um, then I can show you a path that will teach you how to do this. in a much more straightforward way where you know you're doing it right. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen again and I'm going to show you guys an option. Oh, wait, that's the wrong window I just shared. Hang on. Safari. There we go. I'm going to show you guys the course that I recommend. It's called Digital Wealth Academy. It's something that is more um, more advanced than the course that I took when I got started. Okay, but it's built on the same exact course material. Okay, so DWA is basically an evolution over the past 2 years of the course that I took when I started. It's way better, way more in depth, and teaches you way more now because it's just been constantly growing over the past 2 years. In the community tab, just show you guys a couple testimonials here. I mean, this is just 2 hours ago, how I managed to hit 10K. The $1,200 win that almost didn't happen. Exciting news, just made another sale today. Like, I mean, you can just scroll through this. This is all recent stuff, like in the past 4 days. Um, Zero to first sale. This was 24 hours ago. Um, you can see there's a lot of new people who are having success. Okay, here's 100,000 in 70 days. And this person doesn't even speak English, so it's pretty crazy. Um, or I guess they do speak English, but that's not their first language. Um, so anyway, these are just some testimonials, but let me show you the classroom because here's the deal. Before I continue sharing this, I want you guys to understand, I'm not just going to pitch you a course. Like there's 101 courses out there that are like, you never know what you're going to get until you actually spend the money. And then half the time it's like garbage. And you get in there and it's like, really, I just spent $500 and I got nothing except a bunch of hype and somebody screaming at me. Like, anybody been there? Like, you purchased a course and like it was literally like, oh, like I just wasted my money. But then it's like a no refund. Um, okay. I don't want to do that to you. Okay. I'm not going to just tell you to buy this course and not give you more information. So that's why I want to share my screen and actually show you behind the scenes what is in this course. What does it look like? Is it actually legit? Is it valuable enough to spend a few $100s on? So let me just give you a peek behind the curtain. Um, this and again, this course is $497 for lifetime access. Okay, you get like you buy it one time and then every like couple months they're adding new content and making this even better. So um, each one of these little blocks here is a module. Okay, so inside each module, all of these like little lessons within the module. Okay, so go back to the classroom. So you can see there are a ton of modules. Okay, there's a ton of information in here. This is not messing around. Okay, this is not a like 4 lesson course that teaches you nothing. This is extremely in depth. Now, you don't need to go through all of these lessons to learn how to do this. Okay, this is like an actual, think of it like a college program that will teach you the basics, but then goes in depth and teaches you all these advanced ways that you can increase your income, like scale, like use different methods. But it starts out very simple. Okay, Intro to digital marketing basics. So it teaches you the foundation. It goes through, here's the foundation module. It helps you kind of narrow down what you want to get into, what do you want to sell. Helps you make that decision. Then the digital product crash course. Everything you need to scale digital products is 6 to 7 figures, okay? So this is all from like people who are killing it. There's a bunch of different people that are teaching some of this material, but they're all people that you can rely on the fact that they're doing this and making millions. All right. Um, Without going into all the detail, like here's modules that shows you specifically to each of the platforms that I just shared with you guys. Beacons, um, Funnels, of course, is another one, System.io. And let's just use this one as an example. Teaches you step by step how to set up your funnel in System.io. Okay. Each one of these videos you can see is like this one's 20 seconds, this one's 30 seconds, this one's 52 seconds. Like these are short, bite-sized things but they're very straight and to the point, and they share their screen and they show you exactly what to click and what to do in order to, by the time you get to the end of this module, you've set up your funnel and you're like, oh shoot, like I just did that. But you can do this in like little 5-minute segments throughout your day because it's broken up into bite-sized chunks. All right. So for example, how to edit your funnel. Okay. This is an 18-second video. Um, but it shows you how to add a freebie. Okay. Edit the opt-in page for your freebie. So it just walks you through all the different steps that you need to do. Um, it goes into email marketing here, goes into content vault. So there's actually content that you can pull from within this to use. There's done for you reels so that you can actually like not have to think of what to post. Um, Goes into Instagram, goes into how to do photography, which you don't need to worry about any of this. It's not really important, but it's there if you want to learn that stuff. Here's the one that I really love that was just recently added. Build your AI persona. Okay. This one teaches you how to create. Have you guys seen those on Instagram? Somebody drop a three in the chat if you guys have seen people using like AI generated versions of themselves, or maybe like a fake persona that doesn't even really exist. Okay. So if you're like, whoa, that's crazy, I would never be able to do that. Well, it honestly teaches you exactly how to do it in this course. Okay. Face forward AI twins, meaning it looks like you, or you can do faceless AI avatars that actually don't look anything like you if you want to remain anonymous. Okay. So a lot of people have that objection where they're like, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to put my face out there. I don't want to like have my friends and family looking at me on the internet and laughing at me. Or you have a high profile job and you're like, hey, I don't want to like have a conflict of interest or whatever it is. If you're in that camp, faceless is okay. You don't have to show your face to be successful with this. All right. However, if you just don't want to be on camera and you just don't feel like making videos of yourself, but you're okay with being fa having your face out there, then build an AI twin that looks like you that can do all of your videos for you. And it's just done by artificial intelligence. So the options are out there, depending on which route you want to go. This course will teach you how to do it all. Um, so going back to the classroom, just a couple other things I wanted to highlight here. Has a whole module on how to legally protect your business. So, I mean, this is like really in-depth stuff that will really give you all the keys to success. Um, Full business automations teaches you how to like automate even more than what I've showed you tonight. Like how to automate all of your comment responses on social media, how to automate like your DMs so that you literally don't have to do anything except post. I mean, you can even automate your posts at this point, okay? So, this is one of those things where you just set stuff up to run for you and then you can forget about a lot of it. Goes into TikTok and TikTok Shop, goes into creating your own course if you want to do that. Drop shipping if you want to get into that. How to use ChatGPT and AI for all these business things. Teaches you how to do those prompts and everything. Um, if you want to use YouTube and Pinterest and Amazon, all these things are in here. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you can understand that 497 for what you're getting is a steal. Most of these modules in here are being sold as courses independently for like that much money or more. And you're getting all of it for 497. All right. Now, I would say if you want to get into this and you want to save your time and energy and know that you're getting it from the right foot, go with DWA. It's 497. The one thing that I will also mention though is that over the past like months or year or whatever, how long since I've been selling DWA, um, I've had a number of people who started coming to me and they were like, listen, DWA is fantastic. I love it, but I'm busy and I just don't want to watch a bunch of videos. I just want like somebody who knows exactly what they're doing to talk me through it, hold my hand, show me what to do. I'll do whatever. Like I just don't want to figure it out on my own. I just want somebody to just show me how. Okay. So because of that, I created a program called the Elite Mentorship Program. Um, and the way that it's designed and set up is that I personally will walk you through from square one, wherever you're starting, identifying what you're going to sell. If that means creating your own product, I'll help you create it. I'll walk you through building everything out. Okay, your entire sales funnel, your email automations, putting all those pieces together, like helping you fine tune it to where I'm like, okay, yes, this is where I would want it to be if it was me launching this business. Okay, and then once we've got all that set up, then I move into helping you create your social media accounts, creating a content strategy, figuring out what you're going to post, how often you're going to post, teaching you how to use all those features on these social media platforms so that you know exactly what you're doing. And then I help you launch. And then I help you refine your process until like you get results. Okay. So that entire package is my elite mentorship package. You get unlimited text and email support from me personally. Okay, this is not my team. I'm not outsourcing this. Um, Literally, it's one-on-one with me. Okay, so obviously that's more expensive than the Digital Wealth Academy course, but if you want to save just the time and energy of having to figure things out on your own, and you just want to get the fast track to immediate success as quickly as possible, um, then that elite mentorship is available to you. It's a $5,000 package. Okay. So most people are selling those type of mentorship at like, 10,000 or more. I offered at 5,000 because I want it to be accessible for people. And I have three openings right now. Okay. Because I don't have unlimited time. Like I said, time freedom is really important to me, but I have three spots open for the elite mentorship right now if you guys want to get in on that. And I'm offering $1,000 off just for the people who are on this call right now. Okay. For the next 24 hours. Okay. So by Sunday night, that $1,000 off goes away. I also have payment plans. If you're in the US, I can show you how to like get started for $220 a month um, as a starting point for that. So don't let the full payment be an obstacle for you if you want to get in with a payment plan. That's also an option. If you're interested in the elite mentorship, just text me the word elite. Okay. I'm going to put my number in the chat right now. It's 504-402-8266. Text me the word elite. We can hop on a phone call and I can talk to you a little bit more about it, answer your questions, see if it's the right fit for you. Um, I've gotten fantastic results with people who go through this program because I can literally just help you make decisions quickly because I know what I'm doing. I've already done this many times for myself and for other people. Um, I mean, I get on some of these like mentorship calls with people at different stages in their business. Like I had a call with one of my students recently, got off the call, they implemented what I said and literally made like $2,000 in one sale on a high ticket product that they implemented that week. Okay. And then she made another sale within like a few days after that. So people who are going through my elite program are just fast tracking the results because they don't have to like wade through the uncertainty and like trial and error and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, text me elite if you want to talk to me about the elite program. If you want to get started with DWA, I'm going to put the link in the chat for that as well. Um, Two links I'm going to send you guys. This one here is the main link. Um, PayPal is the payment method there if you have PayPal. If you don't have PayPal and you want to just use a credit card, then this is the link to use. Um, Payment plans for DWA are also available though. Okay, so if you want to use a payment plan for DWA, it starts at $43 a month. Um, Happy to like share a separate link with you for that if you're interested in that. If that's you, just text me the word payment plan and I can get you set up with a payment plan for DWA as well. All right. Um, Anyway, I am so thankful you guys were able to get on. Hopefully this was like helpful for you guys to kind of wrap your head around this process and understand how to build some of this stuff out. Um, any questions that any of you guys have, I'm happy to hang out for a little bit longer and answer any questions you guys have. Just drop them in the chat. Yes, I'm going to be sending you guys a free PDF along with the recording of this call. So the PDF is just going to be basically like my a diagram of my 10K sales funnel that I use to make my first $10,000 a month. Um, and so you can look in your email for that. Um, Brenda asked if DWA 3.0 is coming out soon. Um, I I haven't heard that 3.0 is going to be more expensive. If you buy 2.0, you should be grandfathered in for 3.0. So I would purchase 2.0 personally because um, you're if they do raise the price, which I don't know if they are or not, you should automatically just get upgraded to 3.0 once that comes out. That's how it's always worked in the past. So if you want to be safe, I would get started with 2.0 and that way you're locked in for 3.0. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you guys were able to get on and this was helpful for you. Any other questions anybody has about what we talked about or about the course or anything like that? No problem at all. Any other questions? You guys can ask me anything, honestly. Like anything that you have concerns about, questions about, like aren't clear on, anything at all. Currently, I'm in Pacific time. Normally I'm on Central time, but right now I'm on Pacific time. So it's 8 o'clock here. Any issues selling the DWA program from Canada? Not to my knowledge. I mean, there's a lot of people who are very successful in Canada. There's slight differences in some things. Obviously, like it's a different price point if you're looking at Canadian dollars. Um, the the beauty of this business model is that it doesn't really matter what country you're in as much. The only difference is like what payment processors are available in your country. So in other words, um, Stripe and PayPal are available in both Canada and the US, but when you start looking at some of the other third world countries, sometimes they're not. But there's alternatives that you can use in those countries. So everything else is pretty much the same because we're looking at global audiences on social media. So I'm selling these digital products that I'm selling to people in Africa, Europe, Australia, all these different countries. Okay. Um, And so the business model can be done pretty much the same from anywhere. Yes, I will be sending out the replay of this as well. It probably will be tomorrow because I have to like upload it to YouTube and all that. Yeah, thank you for getting on. Glad you were able to make it. I do get commission from DWA if you purchase through my link. And you will also like everybody who purchases DWA has the option to resell it as an affiliate. And you can get commission off of it as well. Um, the reason I sell DWA and haven't created my own course is because I'm like, this course is so extensive. I'm like, the value is just hard to beat. And I'm like, I just feel like I would rather just get a percentage selling this because I know that it's good, um, than sell something else. So definitely a great, great product. Yep, exactly. Any other questions? If not, um, I will let you guys go. And like I said, feel free to text me if you have questions about anything you want to talk offline. Happy to chat with you. I try to be accessible to people because I feel like there's too many people out there that are not accessible and you can't get your questions answered. And there's too many people that could be making a ton of money with this, but they just didn't have somebody to tell them the answer that they needed. You know what I mean? So that's uh that's why I'm putting my phone number out there for you guys to be able to call me because I remember what it was like. Um, Devin asked, how do you figure your niche out? Well, the course helps you with that. If you did my elite mentorship, of course, I'm gonna like walk you through that and literally help you make that decision. Um, Usually I guess in a nutshell in 5 seconds, what I would say is if you can find, I wouldn't worry as much about the niche. I would be more focused on finding a good product. Okay, so like uh try to think of like what's an intersection of your interests, hobbies, passions, experience, like something you know something about or would easily be able to like have a conversation with somebody about. And if you can find a product that fits within that space, that's golden. That's great. You don't have to have that, but if you can find that, then it's great because then every day when you're posting on social media, it's about something that you actually either care about or know about versus something you're just totally oblivious to. But that being said, I've seen people make a ton of money posting about something they're completely oblivious to. So uh, it's not like a hard fast rule, but I think you'll enjoy it more if it's something that you have some background with. All right, you guys, take care. God bless you. Hopefully, you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.